and let me just let me just press enter, and let me just make it a little bit simple like this. And now we are going to use router dot post, and we are going to implement the login route over here, which is simple. So async, we are actually going to use the MongoDB function over here. So I'm already writing async request response, and then that's pretty much it. Okay. So now we are actually parsing the body. So I will just go over there and just make it like this. So we are actually having not a name parameter in the login thing and request. We are actually fetching email and password. Then actually we are also checking it, they are not undefined or something. So let me do this, and yeah, so this is what we are doing. So if it is not undefined, okay, so we have this name thing, so we do not want to use this. And now it's pretty much simple. So if we have name and email undefined, something like not undefined, then we will run this. Otherwise we are going to give simply a status code of 403, so like this. And I'm also going to use this thing over here and run only if everything is fine. So I'm just going to copy paste all that stuff, and let me just add this, and I think now it's fine. Yeah, so balancing the brackets is fine. Email is malformed, and for the password I will say not this thing, because I only want to print the message if the email is malformed, and email is malformed over here, and else block is over here. And in this else block it will run if to login and check data and DB of a user. Okay, so once we are in the else block, we are going to run this. So how we are going to run this? Okay, so to find the data directly in the database, you can directly use user model dot find, and as we're using this function, we're going to use await. So we are going to find a user with particular email ID. Okay, so email colon. Okay, so we just want to find that particular email. Okay, and it should be trimmed email, you can say, because in database it will be trimmed. So we are going to use this email colon email trim. Okay, like this is the key, this is the value, and I think there is a little bit of error like this. Yeah, now it's fine. So we are going to use email colon email trim as a value. Okay, so if this particular email exists in the database, then what we are going to do, like we have this error and docs function over here, and let's do this. Okay, so it will give us the value in the docs array. Okay, so we are going to check if docs dot length equal to 0. Okay, so then only, okay, like we can say like this, if docs dot length let me do this, not equal to 0. Okay, so if the length of document is not equal to 0, then it means we have founded an email address in a database. And if it is 0, let me think of an if the length is 1, then will it run? Okay, so just let's do this. If the length of document is equal to 0, then we are going to actually have no email address in the database, and we will say like no such user exists with that email address. No such user exists in our database. Okay, and we are going to return this if the length is 0. And let me do this. And else, if the length is not 0, like if there is a user in the database, then we are going to actually create a JWT token like that. Okay, so if there is a user existing, then we are going to first let me console.log, like are we able to retrieve the user's value from here. So let me just we're just going to return the user details for now. Okay, so I will just write docs over here, and basically it's an array, so it will be at the 0 index, but let me show you it's an array so you can actually get the idea. And let me go over there and send it on the sign up. You can see a user with this email already, it's a sign up route. So I'm going to go to login route and create a login route, and go to the post request, go to the body, copy this particular body, and go to this row, select it JSON, and now this thing is fine. And we have email and password. So now as you can see, like it's an array, so always we have only unique values in the database, so it will always be at 0 index. There will be no another index. So I'm going to do this, and we are actually returning the data only over here, and yeah, it works. Now if I go over there and add some other email ID, so no such user exists in a database, and if I add slash and email is malformed. Okay, so quite fine. So we implemented login and sign up route over here. Now we just need to implement a proper JWT token thing, like when we are going to log in, if the user exists, then return a JWT token over here. Okay, so how to create a JWT token? So first of all, we need to create something known as secret, which is a JWT secret. So how to create the secret? So we are going to create a secret. It can be a random string, so I will create it like you can never find me. Okay, this is my secret. This secret is used to sign the payload over there. Okay, so this is simple secret JWT underscore secret. So yeah, let's go to our let's say this is the users. Yeah, this is the route which we are working on. So here, create a JWT token and return it. Okay, so these are the values which we are going to use over there. So let me just make it this, and let me tell you, like these are the values which we are going to use. So yeah, these are the values which we are going to use to create a payload. Okay, like we will be containing all these values to create and generate a payload. Okay, so let's do this. So let's go to this particular thing, and to create a JWT token, what we are going to do, we are going to create a variable over here which is user data equal to docs and 0, like this. So user data will contain the value of, like we're just copying the value to user data and simply so doing this. And now we can use JSON web tokens to import. First alert, let's import. So we have already installed them, so require JSON web token, and we are going to go over there and type jwt dot sign, and we are going to sign this particular value which is this user data, and let me type it, user data comma, we need to supply our secret key which is process.env dot jwt, and let me check what is the name I did give to it. Okay, so it is jwt underscore secret, and yeah, like this is how we access the value of the file value written in the .env file, process.env dot jwt underscore secret. Okay, that's how we create it. And yeah, so you can also supply something like expires in time over here. Okay, so it can be like this, so it will be expires in 30 seconds maybe you want it. So this is how we do it, and let me show you how it actually works. So if I go to this postman and send it, so currently we are not returning it, so we cannot see it. So I need to return .json. Let me type over here something like so we will use this function asynchronously. If we use this function asynchronously, what we generally do, we generally pass here error or token, and then we are going to do this like this. Okay, so if not error, if there is no error signing the payload, then we are going to return actually the JSON token, like that particular JWT token. So we are going to write here token, and then that token will be in this particular token value, and I will just simply add the curly braces to it, and now I think it's fine. So now it's connected, and let's go to the postman thing and click on the send button, and you can see we actually got the token part over here. Okay, so the token is over here, and it contains an expiration time. Okay, so I will just go to this VS Code and add expiration time of 5 minutes first. Okay, so like when I'm going to show you how it actually works. Okay, so this is how it works, and how we return the JWT token. But now we want to do authentication, and so let's go to index.js, and let's go to let's create a path over here. Let me see this path, and I'm going to create a request comma response, and I will just print a message. Okay, so in this particular message I want to print let's say this, and let me just do this, and hello, you are authenticated. Okay, So I will add this and let me save it. So if you just simply add localhost this localhost 3000 thing and send a message, then you will seeing hello, you are authenticated, but actually we are not. Okay, so because we want to check of this particular authentication token which we are returning to verify if the user is logged in or not. Okay, like we only want logged in users to get this to this particular page. Okay, so for that we are going to create a middleware. So just go to there and just create a middleware known as auth.js. This will check for authentication check middleware. Okay, so it's simple. So let's how to create it. So we are going to name it as auth. Okay, so auth and request comma response comma next, which we generally use in middleware. Okay, I will explain those terms over here right now. So in this particular case, we are actually going to import our user model over here, which is this require. So we are going to actually use this model and this, and what else we need, we will import it eventually. We will need JWT over here, so to verify the JWT token. So like this, and I think that's what pretty much fine. So in this auth and request response next, so what we are going to implement is, first of all, like we are actually also going to use that body parser thing. So no, I think yeah, let me first check it. So actually we are actually going to take the not use body parser, but we are going to actually take the value authorization from authorization header, which we are going to supply over here. Okay, so let's how to do it. So we are going to use const barrier. Okay, barrier data, or let's say barrier equal to request dot headers. That's how we extract the value from the headers. So we header name is authorization, and yeah, request would header authorization, and yeah, this is how we are going to take the value from here. And then yeah, this is all. Then we are actually going to get the token value. So how we are going to get the token value? So first of all, let's console.log how the barrier is looking when we are receiving it in our code. Okay, so log barrier. Okay, so actually this is the middleware which we are creating, which is known as authentication, and we have this request response.next. So how it's going to work? So actually we can actually do this next function. It means like first of all run this code and then pass to the next particular route, which like let me show you an example. If I add this auth over here and import this particular auth equal to, let me write it correctly, auth not import, let me use const auth equal to require, and in this particular require I am going to actually import that middleware from here, and let me just do this middleware and auth, and like this function auth.js, this auth function I have written. So I will export it first, module.exports equal to auth, and actually I've imported this function module.export equal to auth, and in this particular scene I have imported this auth over here and I've written this over here. Okay, so I'm getting this okay, so it is comma. So actually we pass middleware between route location and the callback function in between over there. Okay, so what will happen, every request which will get to this particular endpoint will pass through this middleware, and we need to satisfy this particular function. Okay, and this function is what? This function is checking the authorization header and returning in the console over here currently. So if I send it directly, then I am getting your hello, you authenticated, because it is passing to the directly to that like when we do write a next particular button, like next function, it will pass to this particular route function which is written over here. Okay, like this get like it will pass to this particular body, but before passing to this particular body it will go to this, and as you can see we are printing undefined because there is no authorization header. But now if I go to this header stuff and add this authorization header and add a value of hello, then I am going to get this hello over here. And now if I'm going to get hello Vansh, and I am going to actually get this as well over here. But generally the format looks like this, bearer, and then we have token over here. Okay, so I want to accept this token part, so it's very simple to do. I will go to there and I will create a bearer token thing over here, and I will extract the second part. So I will write this split, which will split this particular thing into an array, and from that array I want to access the 0, if I access the 0 index, then I will be getting this first value only. Let me show you. As you can see, okay, so let me go to this, and actually I am getting this because I have not printed bearer token but bearer over here. So this is now the array, but now I am going to get only bearer over here. You can see whatever I am typing, but if I want to extract the second part, then I will write 1 over here and press send button. So you can see it will be now extracting token, because here we will be having a JWT token written over here. Okay, so if I go there and supply this get this token again, because it might have been expired, it has only 5-minute duration, I will go to this particular part and I will write this. Okay, so I will send it, and you can see I am able to get the token over here. Okay, so once I have this bearer token, I want to verify it. Okay, so how we can verify it? So we will use this function jwt.verify. Then we will have this token over here, and then we have our process dot env dot .jwt underscore secret. Okay, I think that's the. So if it is quite fine, then it will decode this particular like, let me show you, error comma what we say, I think this is the thing. Okay, not token, let's say data, I think decoded, yeah. So it will be decoded, the decoded data will be here. Okay, so if we are having no error, like if we do not have any error, then we are actually going to rest.json, and we are actually going to pass the decoded value over here. And else, if we have this let's say JSON message, and we are going to send them a message like token is malformed, and let's do this. Yeah, so actually what I did, like we are getting the token from the authorization token, and we are checking like if this token is able to decode this particular value, then this is valid, otherwise it is not. Let me send this, and you can see like we are able to get the value over here, and it is also giving the password in return, because actually it contains the password. Okay, so the token contains the password, but we can just simply do this like simply, like how we are able to do that. Let me go to the users where we are going to generate this token login route. Let me go to this login thing, and when we are actually getting the data in the users data, okay, in this particular doc.0, we actually can limit ourselves to particular things. So how we can do this? Let me go to here and I can extract some values over here. Let me do const name. We only want name, email, and role, and is admin value. Okay, from this particular thing, which is docs0. And now I am going to use these values over here, which will be like name, email, role, is admin over here. And now if we see, like we do not have the password, we extracted the following field from docs0, then we have passed these fields to user data, and now we are going to like obtain the token again from here. And now it's pretty much short, and if we supply this token over here, let me just do this, and you can see now we have some limited values over here, and we got rid of the password and created a custom payload. That's fine. And now we have implemented authentication route as well. Like if we try to manipulate the token, then we are getting token is malformed, and if we remove this token header, then we are getting this error. So we need to make this fine. Okay, so how we can make this fine? It's simple. We will be adding something like if type of let's say this request.header.authorization is not equal to undefined. Okay, then only we are going to run this, otherwise we are not going to run this. And let me do this, and let me do this, else I will return that this authorization header missing, something like that. Authorization header is missing. Okay, so that's fine, and I think now it's fine. And when we return this particular message, so yeah, that's fine. Yes, so let me send it, and generally we do not return something from here. We generally do simply next from here, like this. Okay, so like I don't know, let me remove this thing. So if the token is not malformed, then we will, if token malformed, we will return this. If token is not malformed, then we will just going to pass to that authenticated route which we want. And if there is no authorization, then we are going to return this. Okay, then we are going to return this. So let's see, token is malformed, and if I simply get a new token and Control-C and bearer, and just a second. Now in this case, let me send this hello, you're authenticated. But if we manipulate the token, then token is malformed. If we remove this, then we are getting authorization address missing. So quite fine, we have built it, and like we have successfully built a simple authentication system over here. But we just want to make a little bit change and authenticate admin, like we just haven't created an admin route over here. Okay, so I will just go to this routes folder and create admin.js. So I will just show you how the things are a little bit different in this case. So I will just use this all that stuff. I know like we are not using everything, but yeah, in this login route, let me create a simple route to the admin. So it will be router.get and slash admin slash okay, so admin is there in the index.js. Then we have this let's say show users route. It will show the users in our database. So I will just simply do this, and now I will actually import that middleware which will be checking for JWT token before showing anything. So we are going to pass this auth over here as well, so we can use this. So any request going through, first will check the token, then it will go to this route which is authenticated protected route. So it is actually a protected route you can say. And yeah, so here like what we are going to use, we are going to return the users list. Okay, so before doing anything, like we have this authentic okay, in this auth route, let me go to this auth route. Okay, so we can actually pass the values from this middleware to the main main file or authenticated route. Like how, if everything is valid, then we are going to create a new value, let's say user request dot user data. I am creating a special variable, and it will be having the value of the decoded array which we are having, so that we can access that particular value in this route which is zero authenticated. Like, let me show you how, what I mean. I can simply write user data, because it will now add a property user data to my request if when it goes through this authenticated route. Okay, so let me show you. So if I click over here, it is showing me authorization header missing, but if I do this, the token is malformed. And let me get this token again and show you what exactly I mean. So if I'm copying this particular value and doing this and sending it, you can see you're authenticated, but as it gone through this particular auth route, it actually sets the value of user data to recorded value which we just recorded, and it is having name, email, and these role admin. And it is also console logging this, because we have just console logged this in the this route which is slash route. Okay, so this is how we do. So I've added this so that we can use it. So in this particular case, in the admin route, we are going to use it. So you can see it's a JSON object, and what I'm going to use is, we have this request dot user data, as we know, which is being created from there. So user data dot is admin. Okay, user data, and yeah, we have user data. Yes, this is how it is. So I will just first console.log it in when we are visiting this route. Let me just do this. If we are able to get this value, console.log, and we are just going to console.log that particular value and return. Yes, we are going to just return something like this and a message hello, and let me do this so that it won't hang our server, like keep it waiting for the response. Let me go to this API slash admin slash show users, but before doing this as well, we need to go to this page, and we need to copy this and add this, and then we need to add this. I think that's it. Yeah, so we need to create API slash user slash admin, and now it will be fine, but we are getting an error. So the error is Okay, we haven't imported that particular thing over here. Like we have reduced module dot export, module dot exports equal to admin. Oh, okay, sorry, router. Sorry. Now I think it will be fine. And router, yeah, module dot exports equal to router. And what the error we are facing over here is cannot find the middleware auth. So auth equal to auth, and it will be in the middleware slash auth, and again we are getting error auth is not defined. So we have this auth with capital A, and now it's fine. So if I go to this particular route and see, I am getting the message hello because the token is successfully decoded, and we are getting undefined value over here. So I think we need to do this, maybe something like this, to we are again getting the undefined value. Because let me just see request to user data, is it fine? Yeah, so in the user data we have this particular value, and it's a JSON object. So user data dot user data, I think it's now like this. So yeah, so actually we did it twice over there. So I will just simply do one thing, recorded dot user data over here, so that it will not be a lot of thing like this is admin. Okay, so now I can get if it is admin or not, it's false. Okay, so I will just simply do this simple if else condition over here. So if so it will be like this, so else, so if it is false, it is not admin, then we are going to do this. Then if it is admin, that is doing this. Yeah, so here we have this, like if it is false, like if this is false, it means it is he is not admin. Okay, so we are going to do this like this. So if he is admin is false, it will become true. Like okay, let's not do this, simply we will make it this. If it is false, it is true. If he is admin, then we are going to return like you are admin, you are admin, and we will write following functions of admin over here. And if he is not an admin, then we are going to do this like over here, like unauthorized. Okay, and unauthorized access not allowed, something like that, and it will be simple. So we will just simply write something like over here, like dot status 401, and do this. And let's just try this. So it is giving me token malformed because the token has been expired, and it is only a 5-minute thing over here. So let me just do this, and control C, control B, and do this and send it. Unauthorized access not allowed. So you can see unauthorized access not allowed over here. Okay, so let us create an admin user. So how we can do this? I will just go to this sign up thing, and I will write this over here, blog with Vansh, and let me create a new user. Solution successful. I will go to this MongoDB collections and refresh this up. So I will just simply do this. So you can see in this particular case, we have this blog with Vansh. So I haven't implemented anything so that I can update the admin functionality from, backend. So let's make it true. Click on the update. So you can see it is now updated, and is admin value is true. Okay, so now for this particular user, we have is admin value equal to true. So we know in the database. So I will just go to login and just log in with this ID. Obtain an access token. I will simply go to this particular route, add this token into this bearer header, control V, and you can see your admin. So we have actually created that routes which is defining an admin user, which is differentiating between the admin role and the user role. Okay, so it's quite simple. So like you will now in the next video, we are going to create routes in which what we are going to implement is, let me show you what we are going to implement. So like till this point, we have created sign up route, okay, login route, and now we have actually differentiated between, like we have created two user roles has been created. Now we are going to create a functionality, two functions which we need to create, so that there will be some API slash service, some API which will be returning some data to the user, which will be deducting one credit, like there will be, okay, so there is one thing which we haven't added into the schema, like which is a main thing which we have actually forgotten. So in this user schema, we actually want to add a property name as credit. Okay, so it will be some credits, you can say, which he can use for a particular service on our website. Okay, so this is which we haven't used. So it will be a type of number, and it will be default to 100. Like every user who signs up on our website will get 100 credits by default. Okay, so this is what we have missed over there. So this is what we are going to use. So remember, when once you change make changes to your schema, you need to delete entire MongoDB collection over there. Okay, so just delete the collection and just create like 2-3 requests, and it will create credits by default. Okay, so one more thing over here, I want to do a change over here where I am defining the user's data. Extract these things. I will be also extracting the credits from here and making it over here in this payloads. Okay, so it will take note like how many credits we have in the user database. So let me show you what I actually meant. So I will just simply do this, and actually I will delete this cx sub as well. This whole database will drop, and it will set up again a new database with the same functionalities. So I will just go to this Node.js application, database is successfully connected, and in this Postman I'm just going to sign up. So we have this sign up route. I'm just signing up, and other user will be Vansh Devgan, having with the same login credentials. We will sign it up over here, and we will simply log in. Let me just go to this database and make one of the users an admin. So let me just do this collections. And so I was telling what we are going to do. We are going to do this API service. So one credit will be costed to the user for a service. Okay, so like when he will be like when 100 credits go into the zero, like when it will be finished, then he need to buy those credits. Okay, so we're going to implement that. And admin has a functionality to add or remove credits. Okay, like he can update or remove credits. Okay, so these APIs we are going to create, so then we are going to scale as we move forward in our application. I will think of a service which he can give and stuff like that. Okay, so it will be something like a membership subscription based application, API service, you can say. So here in this collection, we are going to do is we have this users over here, and in this particular case I want to make it the admin. So yeah, this thing, and let's save it. It's true. Okay, so now this is the thing. So we have made him an admin. So and now let's go to this particular login route. So before going to login route, I would want to do one thing in the admin route. Like I've stated that if the user is admin, then we are going to return all the users. So how we are going to do this? Let's use await and async, and we have user model dot find, and we are going to return all the users from there. And to return all the users, we need to pass error or docs mean documents. So if not error, if we do not have any error, then we are going to return the documents. So rest.json docs. Okay, but there is one thing which you need to take a note of. Like we need to let me show you what actually is being mistaken over here first. So we have created this, and if there is error, like let me check console rest.json, some error occurred, we are going to pass this, and like this, some error occurred, and we are going to pass this like this. And when we are going to go to this particular route again, let me first log in, and when we log in, we got a new token of JWT token. Then this particular thing will be given to over here in the admin route, and we are going to get all this thing. But here we are actually getting the password, so we do not want to give the password to the admin as well to maintain the privacy of the user. So we will use this select, and we will use something like this minus password. So it will actually remove the password from the database, so from the response which we are getting over here. So you can see now the password is not there, and we can actually see all the users in the registered in a website. Okay, so that's how admin can see all these things, but a user cannot. So let me show you an example. So let's go to this, and we know another user is vanshdevan@gmail.com, and we have his access token over here. And let's control C and control, let me do this, control V, and we are getting unauthorized access not allowed and all that stuff which we have just seen. Okay, so in the next part we are going to implement this particular functionality and scale this particular application to newer level. And thanks again for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe and press the bell notification on my YouTube channel Cyber Explore. So yeah, that's all you can see over here. Just do not forget to press subscribe button and press the notification bell icon. Thank you again.